Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. It's Ameerah. I'm so excited to get right into it. I don't want to waste any time. I'm super excited to bring you guys my July favorites because July was such a busy month for me with my art show, with my birthday, with just trying to redesign and reorganize just some things I do here on my channel, as well as just some things you probably don't see about me, which I want to change. So yeah, I just been trying to do a lot of just upgrading and just changing things around. So July has been a super busy month for me, but I do have some favorites that I did pick up this month that I really love, and I know they're gonna be sticking with my makeup routine and just my beauty routine all together for a really long time. So if you're interested in seeing what I've been loving for the month of July, keep watching. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you are subscribed, as well as clicking the bell button so you are notified every time I post new content to my channel. So let's get right into my July favorites. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't have any new skin favorites for this month. As far as skin, I'm really sticking to the skin care products that I have already. I've been using a lot of Sunday Riley still. I've still been using the Fresh hydration floral toner. I've still been using the Purity to cleanse my face as like a regular daily facial wash. What else? I've just been using a lot of the same facial sort of cleansers and things like that, just because I want to give them time to really warm up to my skin. I don't really want to introduce so many different products to my skin when it comes to skincare, so that's why I don't have any skincare products this month. It might change in August, I don't know, but I'm really liking the routine I have right now. If you want to see a skincare routine, then let me know in the comments below. But for right now, everything has pretty much been the same for like the last 2 months. So let's get right into beauty and makeup favorites. This month, I have really been loving the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder. This is something I got last year and I didn't really start using it until this year. I got this last year on a whim. It initially was supposed to be a under eye setting powder to set my concealer, and this summer I have discovered that I really like using this as a powder under my foundation. Cover FX One, I think, has one of the best formulas for powders on the market for loose powders. This is not their perfect setting powder. I know a lot of people are bananas about that powder. This actually came out before that, and I told myself I didn't want to get this setting, the perfecting setting powder, until I use this. And it does illuminate a little bit. Obviously, since it's a illuminating setting powder, it gives you a little bit of a glow, so that really works for even under your foundation. Just to, I don't know, it just has like this glow about it that you can really see shines through your foundation if you're using this under your foundation. What I mostly like about this is that it's so finely milled. I'll try to put some in a cat, maybe you'll be able to see it better, but it's so finely milled that putting this under my foundation with like just a powder puff has really it really sets into my skin. I really love the fact that it is a tone. Now of course it has a tone to it, it has a tint to it. It's not my exact skin tone, but I do like that it's not just a white powder. I don't like that ashy look even when I'm using a powder underneath my foundation. I like something that has some color to it, so I like that it does have a tan tint to it, so I don't feel like I'm putting white powder on my face necessarily. It really has controlled some of the sweat that I have, especially in the summer. I sweat a lot, and honestly, if it wasn't for this powder, I probably wouldn't be wearing makeup as much as I wear makeup for this time of year. It's just makeup and me this time of year with sweat and it's 90 degrees and all that. It's just so I can't manage to keep makeup on my face. So if you check out my sweat proof makeup tutorial I did, I'll post that as a card. I use this to go underneath my foundation and it's really changed the way I approach my summer makeup routine. So I've really been loving this. If you don't have this, try the Perfect Setting Powder. That's probably really good as well. As far as this one, I love the fact that it's finely milled. I love that it can cooperate either underneath my foundation or on top of a concealer to set it. I like that it has an illuminating factor to it, so it gives you that summer glow that we all love to have in the summer. And yeah, this has been bae for my summer makeup routine. This next product is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and this is in the shade Cacao. This is a concealer I picked up for contouring. I am a huge fan of the Nars concealers, both the Radiant Creamy Concealers and this Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I did a video on this as well. I've been picking this up more so lately because, I don't know, just for summertime, I've just been liking more solid formulas. I've been kind of like shying away from liquids necessarily, and even though the Radiant Creamy Concealer I wouldn't consider a full-on liquid, I feel like this one is just a little creamier and a little stiffer and a little easier to set when it comes to combating how much I sweat in the summertime. So I've been pairing this, and where's that brush? Well, this is the clean brush, but what I've been doing, I've been contouring with this, and I've been using like a super like thin, like one of those eyebrow angle brushes, and I've been drawing my contour on with this, sort of like approaching it like a painting almost. If you guys don't know, I'm an artist as well, and I've really been liking how this stays in place. I let it set just a little bit, and then I blend it out with a beauty blender. Well, first I go in with this brush. This is also another favorite of mine. You'll hear more about this later, but I'll blend this out, and I just love the contour it gives me. This shade itself is beautiful. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, it doesn't look like a bronze, but it also doesn't look like a super dark like fall winter contour. It has the perfect balance between warm and cool, where it looks like a contour but you can still put a bronzer on, and it'll still show up as that shadow that you like for a good contour. So I've really been enjoying this. And just a helpful tip, using a smaller brush instead of a big brush really helps you preserve a lot of your product, because you won't be using excess, and then you won't end up with all of that excess that you probably won't end up using will end up on your brush. So if you're using a smaller brush, obviously it's less product that you will be likely to waste. So yeah, really been enjoying this. This is a beautiful shade for deeper skin tones. You should definitely be in stock. I see these at my Sephora all the time when I go in there, and this has been my go-to contour shade for the summertime. And while we're talking about contour, I definitely want to mention this Sigma F77 brush. This is the Chisel and Trim Contour Brush by Sigma, and I have just been so in love with this. Obviously it's dirty today because I used it on my makeup. I've really been enjoying this, especially for a nose contour. I'm not really into nose contour, but I have been practicing it for the last couple of weeks, and I really do like the way that I can just put this right down the side of my nose, and it really chisels out my nose in a contour way. You know, when I'm feeling contouring, when I'm feeling extra. But this also works wonders on the cheeks here and down the neck, around the forehead, and I just love the fact that You can push it up, you can push it down, you can draw it down the sides, and it really blends no matter which direction you're using it in. A lot of different angle brushes don't necessarily have that same quality. They all should, but I've been noticing One Sigma is just one of my favorite brush manufacturers altogether. But this brush in particular, I really, even in the summertime, I love a chiseled face. My face is kind of oval, but I love a good chiseled cheekbone because I don't really feel like I have cheekbones. So I really love the fact that I can cut into this contour and really build up that cheek and give myself sort of this faux contour, so to speak. And I just love the way it leaves my contour blended, but it still gives my face some angles and some structure. I'm so excited to show you guys this next product. I never thought I would be featuring it in a favorites video, only because I am not a huge fan of stick foundations, but I have been obsessed, completely obsessed with the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. Absolutely love it. If you've seen my video, I did do a review on this, and I wanted to get the deeper shade. I did my review using tan sand, and I had to, you know, sort of finagle it, mix it with some concealer in order to get the shade that I really wanted. But I ended up getting the next shade deeper, which is Tan Deep Honey, and it is absolutely perfect. It's the foundation I am wearing today. It's the foundation I wore in my birthday vlog video, and I've just been obsessed. Again, I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I have really been changing some of my makeup routine when it came to summertime, and I've just been finding that if I don't want to do a tinted moisturizer, a foundation stick is probably my next best bet when it comes to doing my makeup in the summertime. I really try to stay away from liquids. They just fall off my face no matter how great they are. I just sweat. I think I sweat more than a normal person would when it comes to heat. So, and of course, being the fact that I cover everything for my religion, is just going out in the summertime is just, you know, I just sweat a lot. I'm just one of those people that sweats a lot. So I found that foundation sticks as opposed to liquids definitely help, and they're definitely my preference when it comes to doing my makeup in warmer temperatures. I love the color. I love the fact that I can literally draw this on my face. It blends out whether I use a brush or a beauty blender, which I really like. It's thin, but it gives me enough coverage where I feel like I can do a full coverage face. I really love full coverage, or even medium coverage if I'm feeling that. And I just love the fact that it cooperates with any concealer that I use. I absolutely love it with my Tarte Shape Tape, of course, because they are from the same company. They work really well together. I have it on today with a different concealer, and I just love the way it looks with any type of concealer and contour that I pair it with. So yeah, if you haven't gotten this already, or if you suffer from a sweating problem in the warmer months like I do, definitely consider the foundation sticks, and definitely check out the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. This is such a beautiful formula. It's creamy, it goes on smooth, and it's just beautiful. I do still think that they could improve on their color range when it comes to the deeper skin tones, but this is absolutely beautiful. This next favorite is from the drugstore, and it is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Fawn. I have been using this lately to cover my color corrector around my jawline and around my mouth. Usually I'll go in with my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer or my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Deep, but those are more on the higher end. They're about $25, $26 to re-up on. So I really wanted to just preserve those for situations that I really want to use them for. And I also wanted to just incorporate more drugstore products into my everyday routine. I noticed that a lot of my videos use use higher end products, and depending on what your preference is, you may not always be able to relate to that. So I definitely wanted to try out some more drugstore products, and these had been collecting dust just on my vanity, and I realized that I hadn't used them in a really long time. So I started using this, and this I have a bunch of the shades, but this particular shade Fawn is very, very close to my skin tone, and I've been literally just putting this on top of my color corrector. I'll apply my color corrector, I'll blend it out a little bit, and then I'll apply this, I'll let it sit on top of the color corrector, and then I'll blend it out, and it works like a charm. It's so beautiful. It blends right into my skin tone. You can't really tell where the concealer starts and my skin ends, and that's what I look for when it comes to covering a color corrector. I really want it to look like my actual skin, because it may be a situation where I'm not necessarily doing a full face of makeup. I'm just trying to cover some blemishes for whatever the occasion might be. Definitely try to pick this up from your beauty supply store. They have a ton of different shades. They also have a color corrector, the infamous orange concealer that works like a charm on deeper skin tones to cover color, hyperpigmentation and stuff like that. I use it as well on those areas that I need to cover, and I just love this product. It's super cheap, but it's such a good quality. It's really a miracle that any palette makes it to my favorites, because it's always something wrong with it, but I can't deny this palette. I've been using it non-stop. I haven't put it down since I purchased it, and it is the Sephora Pro Warm Palette. I have been so obsessed with this thing. I'm going to show it to you guys. I used it today. I want to show it to you guys. Chances are it's going to be kind of beat up. I know it's beat up. Look how beat up that thing is. Look at my dirty mirror. Like, I have been using this probably every time I've worn makeup. I've just been gravitating to this palette. I've done a few different looks with this. I used this on my birthday vlog. I did a video just using this all together for a few different looks. I'm just obsessed with this palette. Every single color is just a color I know I would use fall, winter, summer, whenever. I think they're just, I don't know, I just gravitate towards these colors. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I've definitely been getting my money's worth. I finally found a way to use this horrible peach. If you see my video reviewing this palette, you know that I did not have the best things to say about this peach, but come to find out, you have to use your finger and really go against the grain and kind of push it in order to use it. I just figured I'd share that with you guys if you did check out my last video using this palette. So I did find a way to use it. That's the only color that I really don't like, that's kind of just been giving me some trouble. Every other color I've really been using. Even these light colors here, I've been sometimes using to set my concealer if I'm doing a cut crease, or I'll use this as a base when I'm going in with a brighter color like this yellow here. It's just been a beautiful palette. I'm still on the fence if I want to get the cool palette, only because I don't wear a lot of cool looks, but I love this palette. It's a lot of kickback. But if that doesn't bother you, definitely get it. It really merges a lot of the hottest eyeshadow palettes on the market, in my opinion. I love that all the browns have either different undertones or are completely different colors. That's one thing I noticed with a lot of warm palettes, even the ones that I end up purchasing. The different browns eventually end up all looking the same, and I've been using this palette for weeks now, and I love the fact that no matter what color combination I'm coming up with, I'm sorry guys if you hear that fire engine, but I'm trying to do my video. I love the fact that none of these browns go on my skin the same color. I love that they all read different tones and different undertones. So I've really been enjoying this. You'll definitely be seeing this a lot more. And lastly, I have another eyeshadow palette that I could not deny. It's been a beautiful palette to work with. I've been using it quite a few times as well, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I've just really been enjoying using this palette. I made one of my favorite looks on YouTube here so far using this palette, so I definitely had to include it into my favorites. Initially I thought all the shades were just a little too similar. I understood the theme color, but I just felt like they will all read the same, and they definitely don't. I love the fact that it gives you like this warmth, but not in a fall wintry way. It really gives you that summer heat type of feeling, these shades. And I love the fact that they're not just like super like bozo reds. They're kind of have some hints of orange in them, some tints in it that really make it universal for different skin tones, and it really doesn't look harsh on any skin tone that I've seen it on, at least. So I've really been enjoying this palette. I think it's very sexy, I think it's very sultry, and I think this was definitely the perfect addition to the Naked palette series for Urban Decay. So guys, those are my July favorites. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below with some of your July favorites and any products you would like me to review for the month of August. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe or recommend this channel to someone you know. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.